2 DNA profiles, no database match, still there. The wrong man served 13 years, still no justice. Her killer has never been charged. This is why. The Midnight Paradigm. Here at the Midnight Paradigm, we re-examine evidence. August 28, 1993. Normal, Illinois, a door left open. Jennifer Lockmiller was 22, a journalism student. Piano since age 4, from Decatur, Illinois. Magnetic personality, everyone who met her remembered. Flash forward, in 2026, her murder is still unsolved. She transferred to Illinois State University in 1993. She had recently ended a volatile 2-year relationship. Alan Beaman, 21, theater arts, church choir. 18 breakups in 2 years, documented by both families. June 1993, Alan found her with another man. That other man was John Murray, her drug supplier. Murray lived less than 2 miles from her apartment. And Alan's roommate Michael Swain moved in with Jennifer. His fingerprints would later be found on the murder weapon. July 25, 1993, their final breakup. Alan drove to Rockford. He worked nights at his uncle's grocery store in Rockford. August 21, Jennifer called Alan 28 times. She wanted to reconcile. He finally said no. August 25th, approximately noon, Jennifer was murdered. She was strangled, a clock radio cord used. A scissors wound in her chest, her clothing disarranged. 7 fingerprints recovered from the clock radio. 4 belonged to the man living in her apartment. 2 prints belonged to Alan. He was 140 miles away. 1 fingerprint remained unidentified. It still does. August 28th, police arrested Alan Beaman at gunpoint. Normal, Illinois police focused immediately on Alan. Detective Friesmeyer led the investigation. He had a theory. The theory, jealous ex-boyfriend, the evidence, mostly circumstantial. Alan's relationship letters were collected as evidence. His controlling behavior during the relationship became motive. Controlling behavior, not murder. The court would agree eventually. But first, Detective Friesmeyer needed to build a case. The alibi was verified. Family placed him in Rockford. Investigators minimized the alibi, according to court records. Prosecutor James Suk presented the case to the jury. He told them only 3 suspects, both alternatives, verified alibis. That statement was false. There was a 4th suspect. John Murray, no alibi, failed polygraph, domestic violence. Murray failed to complete the polygraph examination. This was a Brady v. Maryland violation. The court agreed. The prosecution's duty: disclose exculpatory evidence to the defense. It was never disclosed. Murray's name never reached trial. March 1995. Alan Beaman convicted, 50 years. He was 23 years old when the prison doors closed. Jennifer's case went cold. The search for her killer stopped. When investigators close on one suspect, they stop looking. This is confirmation bias, not malice, the same cognitive failure. Alan Beaman would later say, they used process of elimination. They stopped investigating other leads, documented in court records. Michael Swain, Alan's former roommate, 4 fingerprints. Swain's 4 prints outnumbered Alan's 2 on the weapon. Swain had been secretly living with Jennifer after Alan's departure. Swain provided an alibi, it was accepted, his prints unexplained. The question never asked, why Swain's prints on the weapon? That question never reached a jury, the trial records confirm. So why didn't investigators pursue Michael Swain more aggressively? We don't know, the investigation records are silent here. What we know, the investigation closed. Alan was convicted. He filed for appeal, twice rejected, then the Supreme Court. But here's where this case takes an unexpected turn. Northwestern Center on Wrongful Convictions took Alan's case. They requested the original case files, spent years reviewing them. The Brady violation, Murray's existence was documented in police files. The prosecution knew, they chose silence. 15 years passed. May 22, 2008, Illinois Supreme Court unanimous reversal. Brady. The court's word, the prosecution's case was tenuous. 13 years gone, the court found acquittal probable. January 2009, all charges dropped. Alan Beaman walked free. But Jennifer Lockmiller's murder remained officially unsolved. When we first read this file, we read it twice. 3 years after Alan's release, a Missouri forensic lab. Evidence from 1,993 still existed, a vaginal swab, untested. In 2012, forensic testing identified male DNA, 2 contributors. The lab's report used precise language, not hedged, direct. Strong inference, the DNA contributor may be the murderer. The samples were submitted to CODIS, the nationwide database. No match was returned, not for the first profile. Not the second either, both profiles unknown still there. Evidence versus narrative. They told very different stories. The prosecution's theory, crime of passion, jealous ex-boyfriend. The DNA from 2012 suggests something entirely different occurred. The trial never addressed a possible sexual assault, ever. The theory of the crime may be fundamentally wrong. John Murray, the 4th suspect, his polygraph failure. He failed to complete it, a significant forensic anomaly. His history of domestic violence was documented, his alibi absent. Murray had no alibi for August 25th, established fact. The prosecution knew, the court record confirms the concealment. April 29, 2013, Alan received his certificate of innocence. January 2015, Governor Pat Quinn granted an innocence pardon. Then the civil lawsuit, Beaman v. Friesmeier, years of litigation. Illinois Supreme Court ruled again in 2021, liability confirmed. March 2024, Normal settled, $5.4 million. The settlement acknowledged misconduct. Alan received compensation. But Jennifer Lockmiller has no settlement, no justice, no answer. The system corrected one injustice, the other remains open. In October 2024, Alan Beaman spoke at Illinois State University. He described investigators blinded by confirmation bias. He called it elimination that eliminated the wrong man. March 30, 2026, WGN Films announced a new investigation. April 7, 2026, Who Killed Jennifer? Premiered on WGN+. Investigative journalists Potash, Schroeder, and D'Angelo. New details. The WGN findings. not yet fully disclosed publicly. Two separate investigative teams, 33 years later, still asking. Who killed Jennifer Lockmiller? This is the question that remains. CODIS, the National Criminal DNA Database, its limitation is critical. CODIS contains DNA only from people who have been arrested. If Jennifer's killer was never arrested, no CODIS match possible. A different technology exists, no prior arrest required. Forensic genetic genealogy, used in the Golden State Killer investigation. In 2018, D'Angelo identified through a distant cousin's DNA. That cousin had uploaded their DNA to GED Match, publicly accessible. The same technology, Paraben Nanolabs Othram, solving cold cases. In 2024, Othram's genome sequencing identified suspects after decades. Jennifer's 2 DNA profiles. The sample quality matters here. The 1,993 sample was preserved, tested in 2012 and viable. Whether genealogical genealogy has been applied, not publicly documented. That discomfort is honest. We cannot fill the gap. Illinois has been called the nation's wrongful conviction capital. The Illinois Innocence Project, 33 exonerations since 2001. 21 exonerations in Illinois in the past 5 years alone. Nationally, the Innocence Project has secured 375 DNA exonerations. In 69% of wrongful conviction cases, eyewitness misidentification. In Alan's case, not eyewitness error, prosecutorial concealment. A prosecutor selects what the jury hears. Consequences follow. The consequences, 13 lost years, Jennifer still unresolved. This case exemplifies tunnel vision, not unique to normal. The Central Park Five, Stephen Avery, the same cognitive architecture. Different decade, different city, same structural failure in investigation. Friesmeier had Alan as his suspect within 48 hours. Statistics say, usually the boyfriend. Statistics are not evidence. As documented in the court transcripts, the alibi was credible. The prosecution dismissed it. The Supreme Court ultimately agreed. The journalist who covered this case for decades, Pantograph reporters. Their 2012 investigation first reported the DNA publicly. The Pantograph. The full court transcript is publicly available through Illinois courts. MacArthur Justice Center has documented the civil case extensively. For a deeper investigation, Beaman v. Friesmeier, 2021 IL 125,617. The evidence was always there, waiting, the sample, the profiles. To profile, belonging to someone, those people exist. Someone knows what happened in that apartment on August 25th. Jennifer Lockmiller was 22. She has been dead 33 years. The system corrected Alan's injustice. Jennifer is still waiting. Your theory about those DNA profiles, share it below. Jennifer Lockmiller, still waiting for one question answered.